welcome to Brian's Got Game. I am Brian. Today, I got a game called Bring Your Own Book. Bring Your Own Book is a 3 to 8 player party game by Gamewright. Each player has a book that they brought from home, or borrowed from the host. To begin each round, one player draws a card and reads it aloud. Then, all the other players go through their books and try to find a word, a sentence, or a paragraph that satisfies the text on the card. So, let's check it out, and I'll show you how to pick the right book, how to put the pressure on the others with the sand timer, and how to get the most cards in. Bring your own book. Okay, set up before your game night. Tell everybody else attending the game night to bring their own book as the title. So here are some ideas. So, action thrillers. The Hunger Games is a good idea, but you don't want to play with the same book over and over again, so you might want to get some others. Action thrillers are really good. Classics. This one is the complete works of William Shakespeare. Lots of material in here. Really old text that can get some really funny answers out. Kids' books. We had, at one game night, we had The Wheels on the Bus book, and that didn't have much material in it, but this has a little more choice. Romance novels are almost always the best. They have really good answers in them. Textbooks, we could get some good answers out of them. Not the best, but you can get some good ones. And then cookbooks, while very informational and tells you how to cook, we can have some good answers. We had a bunch of really funny ones at our game night. So these are just some ideas. The key is to have a wide variety of books. To set up, distribute the books, and then place the deck of text cards in the center, and then place the sand timer next to it. Then the players decide who had either read the latest novel or who had read the latest better novel, and then that player is the picker. So that player draws the top card and then chooses which side they want. So some of them, there's no difference between blue or yellow, it's just distinguish. So then they get to choose. This one is something used as money in a post-apocalyptic society, or overheard while toddlers are playing with toys. So we're going to choose that one. Only the picker chooses, the other people don't get to decide or put in feedback. So we're using toddlers, overheard while toddlers are playing with toys. So now the other players take their books and look through them for a word, sentence, or a paragraph that fulfills the text on the card. When someone says, "I got it," they flip the timer over. That means now all the other players have approximately 1 minute to find theirs and be ready. When the timer runs out, the seekers reveal their word, sentences, or paragraphs, their excerpt, and then the judge, the picker, chooses their favorite. Then that player gets the card, and then the picker rotates to the left. And then they draw a card and use one. The moment in a sci-fi novel when a new world is discovered, or an excuse for forgetting a birthday. So then they would go around again and come up with more things from their books. When a player gets 2 cards, everybody switches their books to the left. So this player would get this book, this player would get that book, and this player would get that book. Then they'd go again. So that helps cycle through the books to make it more fun and add some variety to the players. And if someone gets stuck with a book that isn't filled with good things, then they just pass it and get a better one. And depending on the number of players, the player to get either 4 or 5 cards wins the game. That's how you play. Bring your own book. Okay, got my dad here for parents' opinions. Dad, what do you think of Bring Your Own Book?
Bring Your Own Book is a great party game, especially those who think that they are very intellectual and like to read lots of books. The answers that you get just from the various books are just hilarious.
Best part of the game, they're always ridiculously funny, and those are the ones that always win.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. There's a couple of different ways you can play. You can have one person be the judge, or you can vote democratically to see who gets the most votes. But either way, bring your own book gets a lot of laughs.
The components, it's just cards and sand timer and rulebook.
Yep, and your own book.
And your own book. The artwork, it's not any artwork except for on the front, various couple different titles, I guess.
Yep, there's not a whole lot to this one. The magic happens when
you have the different books.
Right, when you get your friends together and you're having a good time and you got a wide variety of books to read from. But yeah, it's just a deck of cards that has the prompts on there. But I think they did a good job. The box opens up like a book. It goes on the shelf like a book. So that's pretty cool.
The strategy, there's a couple different ways to play. Either you can just go and just say answers that actually fit completely and not win any, or you could go, the way to go really is to get the most hilarious, half-fitting sentences or paragraphs or words as you can, depending on the topic.
Yeah, this is a party game, so there's not a whole lot of strategy there.
It's just ridiculous.
Right.
Fun.
And then as far as with kids, they obviously have to read.
They have to decide which one's better.
Yeah, I think this one is probably best for
older.
Yes, middle school age, probably at the lowest. Brian loves to read, so you do have a large library to choose from. So maybe if there was somebody who is a little bit younger that loves to read, they could probably pick up on this one. But this is definitely probably for the high school and up. Crowd for when you have your friends over and you're having a party game night.
So yeah, not so easy for kids. Overall, really awesome game. It's mainly all in the fun of just reading and coming up with your good lines for your book.
Yep, this one's a lot of fun. If you do have those game nights where you're inviting a lot of people over, this plays up to 8. We did play a game that was up to 12, and we kind of altered the rules just a little bit. So it does play great with large groups, if you have the books.
Thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian. This is my dad. See you next time.